Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brad with Display Fitness, and I want to kind of put together a video wrapping up the trifecta of the shoulder strength, shoulder training kind of video series that I originally kicked off with Uncle Nic and Olu. The original concept for this project was to have all three of us on one video and kind of contributing together, collaborating. However, both Uncle Nic and Olu sent me videos that were great, and I couldn't edit anything out of them to try to make a shorter video that was a little bit more consumable. So instead, what I did, and as you've seen, I dropped the Uncle Nic video, I dropped the Olu video, and then now there's this video of me talking about shoulder strength and shoulder training, kind of from my perspective. I do have to admit that throughout my career, I have kind of neglected the rear delt. So that very much could be looked on as a flaw in my training. Perhaps if I had been more holistic in my training approach for shoulders, then I might have been able to hit that 501 competition bench press, which still eludes me, unfortunately. I've hit more than 5 in training, but you can't bring it to the platform. So, irrespective, I wanted to kind of show you guys a few shoulder exercises that I've done through the majority of my career and my life. And these might be some things that you've tried, these might be some things that you haven't, but they're things that I've always enjoyed and things that have been kind of essential to my repertoire for shoulder development. So take with it or take from it what you will. And if you feel like it's something that might help you, then obviously implement it. And obviously, if it doesn't, if the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it, Cinderella. All right. So this first exercise is going to be called YWTs. All right. So YWTs, and this was an exercise shown to me by actually Coach John back home. So props to Coach John. And this is exercise that you're going to do. That's not a very heavy exercise, but it's good for just a little bit of shoulder strength, shoulder mobility. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. Alright, so for that exercise, you can see that I did a Y shape with the arms, and then I did a W shape with the arms for some reps, and then I did a T shape with the arms. So that's where the name comes from, YWT. So these are exercise, again, you're not going to be able to do much weight with, and you probably shouldn't either, but it's a good exercise that you can do to warm up for getting ready to change or for getting ready to train. And then this is also something that you can make a workout of as well. You know, do some lightweight, higher reps, probably something in the ballpark of like sets of 10. If you want to make it difficult, go straight from the Y to the W to the T. If you need a little bit easier, you can take a break in between, each letter. But something like this can help out, add a lot of just overall stability and mobility to the shoulders. So YWTs, check them out. A second exercise that I've done a lot of throughout my life is just a front raise, is a barbell front raise, or upright raise. You also heard them as an upright row. So a lot of different names for the same exercise, but I'll demonstrate that here, and I'll talk a little bit about it afterward. So here we go. Alright, for the upright row, I would prefer to use a straight bar, just because it tends to roll a bit in my hands if it's not a straight bar. I don't happen to have the straight dumbbell bars right now, or barbells. We have the cambered barbells. You could also use, a regular barbell, and then just add some 5s, 10s, whatever you need.
This is kind of a moderate weight exercise, so you can go a little bit heavier on these, especially heavier relative to those WYTs, but this is a good exercise for the lateral delts, and then a little bit of trap in there as well. I just like it because it's kind of a good rounding exercise. It helps add just some size and symmetry. I don't know how much it directly supports powerlifting per se, but it's just good to build up overall shoulder strength and that upper shoulder girdle. So I've done this quite a lot throughout my life, and always enjoyed it. So you want to hit those lateral delts real good and hit these upright rows. Again, you can do moderate weight, anywhere with 5 to say 10, 12 reps, something like that, for a number of sets, as much as you can tolerate. So the third exercise for shoulders that I've done quite a lot in my life is a seated shoulder dumbbell press. When I was doing these much heavier, I was having quite a lot of success with bench press. You could also substitute this with just an overhead press, a barbell standing overhead press. There's some variations of this. I always enjoyed the seated, and just kind of providing me that stability and didn't kind of mess with the back. Although I could see how with an standing overhead press, you get a little bit extra, development with the back having to kind of support the weight. For these, I generally set up the bench with a little bit of a angle. Mine isn't usually at that 90, and I'll kind of lean forward into it a little bit. These are really good for the kind of the lateral delts, and you get a little bit of that anterior delt as well. Alright, so for this, you see that I kind of keep the shoulders or the arms out about 90 degrees to my body, and I'm not focused on coming all the way down to my chest. I kind of break that 90 degree with my humerus, but predominantly that's kind of just breaking that 90 and then up. And I don't necessarily worry about touching them over my head either. Just kind of get it up to the top and squeeze, and you can really feel that front delt when you squeeze up at the top. Again, these are kind of a good exercise that I've used for overall shoulder development. Kind of in my heyday, I've gotten up to using 150s, 150-pound dumbbells for reps with this exercise. So this is definitely something that you can put some weight into and add some size and development into your shoulders. All right, number 4. So we're going through the workouts, stuff that I've done for shoulder strength, shoulder health, kind of from a powerlifting perspective. So this is all stuff that I've done for the majority of my life. And one of the biggest ones I've always done is lateral dumbbell flies. I just enjoy it for the overall shoulder development and strength. So it's something that I've done quite a lot, and so I'm going to demonstrate that right now. All right, so again, this is kind of a light to moderate weight exercise. I've gone as heavy as 60s for some rep work, but generally speaking, I tend to stick in like the 45, maybe 50-pound range for some work. These are really good just for overall, kind of shoulder development, kind of give you that good round look. As far as direct application for bench, I don't know. I think just having some good, strong, stable shoulders is real great. But as you can see, I do have kind of a imbalance on the way that I've always approached it, and I can fully admit that. I tend to leave rear delts out quite a lot, so that's where those face pulls that Olu talked about really come in handy. Lateral dumbbell raise, real great for overall shoulder development. All right, the last one, number 5. So this one is kind of a special one. It's something I'd like to think that I invented. I've never seen anyone else do it, and I've always referred to it as the Arbic press because I think I invented it. But I've done this one quite a lot throughout my life, and I feel like it helps me with a little bit of development and patterning for the bench. So I'll demonstrate it right now. So you grab the barbell, normal bench grip. So standard 45-pound bar is all the more that I've ever done with the Arbic press. No, I think I'm lying. I've gone up to, I think, 50 pounds. Put some bad boy 2.5s on there. But this particular movement I like because I feel like it adds some stability for the shoulder, especially in the bench, because it kind of emulates the bench position or the bench range of motion. And so really good for developing kind of that front delt, a little bit of that lateral delt, and then on the extension, I can feel it on that rear delt to kind of support the weight and keep it up. So I feel it kind of the whole way around, and it's something that I've done actually quite a lot throughout the majority of my life. And you know, I don't know how much it's helped, but it's something I like. It's a good exercise to throw on the tail end of your workout and kind of smoke out the shoulders real good. So try it out. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, anyway guys, that's it. That's the video. Those are 5 exercises that I've done through the majority of my career, kind of during my powerlifting days, and that's kind of majority of what I've done for shoulder work and development. Now, I obviously, like I said, I admit it leaves me a little imbalanced with the rear delt, and so that's kind of you know, could be pointed out as an issue. But then again, I've never really had any significant shoulder problems, and you know, that just kind of took my chances. So, you know, you guys can approach your own shoulder health and shoulder development kind of as you see fit. You know, hopefully you can implement some of these ideas into your own training routines, and hopefully it serves you well. Anyway guys, that's it. I want to again just real quick thank Uncle Nic and Olu for contributing to the channel and helping me out. I really appreciate having those guys on. I can't wait to work with them again. And yeah, I look forward to that. Thanks for checking out this video. I appreciate you guys checking it out. Yeah, hook me up with those likes, those shares with people you know and I don't, and those subs. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please help me. If you follow me on the channel, also take a look at my IG. You give an idea about what I'm up to more on the day-to-day basis and get a little bit different look into my life. If you're interested, you can find me on IG at Brad_Arbic. Anyway guys, that's it. I appreciate you checking out the video. Remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, train despite. You're either going to find an excuse or you're going to find a way. And I hope you find that way. Thanks for checking this one out, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.